Alright, so by my calculations, we have one story left that we haven't done yet, and that's Luca, which we discovered is this person. I think I stumbled across him in one of the previous stories and I'm like, oh, this is Luca, okay. Flower shop, creepy guy. I think we have seen this conversation before, but considering that now we're going to be following him specifically, I'm going to go through it again. There's one guy here you haven't seen before. He's standing in the lobby, though you didn't see him come in. Hey, you're Luca, right? Yes. Did you hear what happened with Yancey? I did, they told me. Did he know anything about it? I've only met him once, so no, I don't. Ah, so he's not a particularly chatty type of guy. Makes it both easier and harder to get what you want. You're from Colma, yes? No, but I live there. Okay, well, that was what I meant. Why? It's just, you have a flower store, right? I don't own it, I just live there. You live in a flower store? Lots of stores have apartments, it's not weird. I mean, yeah, but Colma is a pretty creepy place to live. Isn't it all just graveyards? It's quiet. I like it. Okay, geez. Actually, I did want to ask you some questions about your music taste. You brought the guitar to the one party, right? Lots of people bring guitars to parties. I just want to know, is that your usual MO, or do you just jam out to other shit? Are you asking me what kind of music I like? Yeah. Why? I'm just curious. Why does it matter? It doesn't. What type of music do you think I like then? I don't know. Goth? I guess. I like metal. Folk music too, I guess, but heavy metal as well. He lists off some band names. It's not that you haven't heard of them, which is what you were expecting. They do dresses like the intersection of a goth, a hipster, and a fashion blogger wannabe. It's that you have. All of them haven't been big since the 90s at least, maybe early 2000s if you're pushing it. That's a little old-fashioned, isn't it? Like I said, classic heavy metal. Okay, but it's not classic though. Classic would be 60s and 70s. The one effing band named after the color and whatever. His music taste is as suspicious as the rest of him. So you're a flower shop guy. Yeah. What else do you do? Should I be doing something else? I mean, part-time at a flower store can't pay the bills, can it? My family has money. He says this completely effing deadpan. You're pretty sure he's trying to make a joke, but frankly, it's really hard to tell if that's actually the intent or not. It's my grandparents' store. My family and I help out. Oh, so it's totally a front. God, they use the flower store to launder money or something, or... Wait, what if they use... dark compost? Oh, God. But did he, always work there? No. Luca turns and begins walking away. Yeah, I thought we were talking. You were. I was being polite. It's not very polite to leave in the middle of a conversation. I'm just trying to get to know my homie's new friends, dude. Brett's my man. If he likes you, I want to get to know you. Luca slows to a stop. He turns carefully, back around to face you with a skeptical expression, though you have a nagging feeling that maybe it's more to do with Brett than with you. Also, you think maybe you didn't nail it. The guy has a very awkward set of social skills. He's definitely, in part, just like this. What do you want to know? What do you do for, fun, I guess? You must have hobbies besides gardening and guitar. Studying. Right, yeah, and besides being a nerd. Interesting, he's not in school, you know that. You figure he's late 20s. But you know for sure if he was a postgrad, and weirdly, you've never actually seen a single book the guy owns. As in, you've seen Brick reading more than he does. And that's Brick. I like history and science, maybe? Maybe? It's the best way to explain it. Oh, he's totally not going to elaborate. You do fun experiments in your free time? With the little baking soda volcanoes and stuff? Luca looks confused. No. Geology isn't my area. Rocks are... Zane knows more, but more... Zane know rocks. Weird, why would Zane know rocks better? You file that away under question you'll probably never get the answer to. So, what is your area? I already told you. Botany, agriculture, conservation, maybe. Recycling, compost, and all that? You could call it sustainable farming. Luca says it with the corner of his lip twitching like it's the funniest thing ever, but he's not going to explain the joke. They are using dark compost! So he's one of those people who thinks he's better than his friends because he knows what the little words mean on the packages of almond milk. He for sure probably has one of those compost bins. Maybe. He could also just be making a joke about using your friend's body as fertilizer. This conversation has been extremely weird. You feel like maybe it's time for it to end. I'm gonna go. Okay. Go. He does not try to stop you. Luca watches you closely as you leave, not with malice or hatred, or even mocking amusement. It unnerves you even more to realize that you cannot put a finger on his expression whatsoever. You check your phone, and about another hour has gone by. Damn, time flies when you're sleuthing. Okay, so that much I'm familiar with, and then I think there was a conversation when we were following Zane's story where we heard Luca again. I don't remember the specifics of that conversation. What I do remember about Luca, besides this conversation that we just had, was Brick saying that he thought that Luca was either Hecata or Malkavian. I don't know Hecata. I know Malkavian. I don't remember Hecata at all, but I think it's more like magic? Something magic, maybe? But then, like, there's already, like, a clan of vampires who are blood magic based, so I don't know. I don't know. Just specifically, I don't know. Maybe Hecata is, like, magic that is not blood magic. Maybe that's what that is. Other than that, I got no clue. So I think Luca's gonna be here next, if I remember what happened with Zane correctly. But I could be wrong. There is a hand to knock on the door, but stop short at the sound of hushed voices coming from the other side. Listening on the conversation. Well, of course! You owe me. You really effing owe me. Zane sounds more pained than angry, like she's clearly upset as well, but there's a hint of something you might be so bold as to call regret in there as well. I know. Seriously, I appreciate the help. You better. Don't ask me to help you with that stuff again. That's just wrong, man. So Luca asked her to help him with something wrong, something nefarious, something for sure mob-related. At least, if not worse, judging by how rancid the guy's vibes are and the fact that he works and lives, like, right next to the city infamous for its graveyard to population ratio, we can agree to disagree. I won't ask you to help, but I will ask you to stay out of my way. Yeah, I'm not gonna stop you. You heard Luca breathe a sigh of relief. I appreciate it. You also have no idea what they're talking about, but it surprises you that even that Zane concedes to him that easily. Like, agreeing to disagree is for normal stuff like pizza flavors, movie taste, whether or not you think craft beer is worth the time wasted drinking it or not, or for serious matters of life and death. Not for serious matters of life and death. Answer me this, though. What were the flowers for? Flowers? You know Luca works in a flower shop, but if it was that, why are the flowers the source of confusion? Like, she's very clearly good at math, ergo she's some flavor of smart, so, like, she probably knows that they do sell flowers at flower shops. Manu just enjoys them. Their garden is the product of many years of work. Okay, so he's definitely, I'm gonna say, I'm just guessing here, because I don't know Hecata at all. I remember, the Blood Mage, clan, and whose name is currently escaping me. But there was a clan of vampires who, specifically they were known for blood magic, as in they could manipulate people's blood and make it explode out of them and all that lovely stuff. But in the books I was reading, which are not the current books, they could also go into other forms of magic, some of which were, could be like controlling plants. They could even control fire, and it was weird because vampires are scared of fire, so there was a whole bunch of issues with that, I remember. But maybe Hecata is more based on gardens and stuff. Maybe. I don't remember Hecata at all. So I'm just pulling at straws here, I don't know. So there's a garden, then. Okay, Luca is also a gardener, but who is Manu? Not just their work, though, is it? No, they do have help. Yeah, screw it. Why pay people when you can rope the undead into it? Oh, he's got he's got... Manu's like a zombie thing. Maybe hecata is raising the dead. I thought that was a whole different group. I don't know what hecata does. Maybe they do a lot of stuff. I don't know. The undead? Like zombies? Vampires, zombies. What's next? Werewolves? These code words are getting confusing. I mean, werewolves do exist, so... Wait, hang on. Aren't vampires technically undead? It's gotta be the subset of the family, right? It's a small price to pay for a second chance at life. Maybe that's how you think of it. It's different when you don't have a choice. There's an awkward sense and you hear footsteps coming towards you, but they stop. Wait a minute. What do you mean that I should stay out of your way? I thought you already got what you needed. Is there someone else you're planning to drag back into this shitty world? She really doesn't sound like she's doing a bit. You fumble through as many half-assed explanations as you can cobble together, but nothing sticks. What the heck is she talking about? I thought you didn't want to be involved. I don't, but if you start pulling that stuff right under my nose, it becomes my business. You're not planning to do anything tonight, right? Nothing with our new guest. Okay. Well, not okay, because, considering there isn't anyone else around that could plausibly be described as new or a guest, that's almost certainly you. Just leave the guy alone, Luca. What about the masquerade? Okay, thank F. A masquerade, so like a party. Maybe there's a surprise party. Maybe that's what the answer's up to. It's a surprise party. It's not a vampire, it's a surprise party. Maybe surprise party is code for what they're about to do to your ass if they catch you eavesdropping behind the door. There's easier ways to keep the masquerade than your creepy corpse garden shit. Ah, he's doing that! Okay, yeah, okay, he does that. Corpse garden, okay, yeah. You really, really hope that's code for something, anything, please. So, hecata grow no, I don't know what hecata does. There's a lot of questions here. I remember that the other clan of mage vampires could eventually learn stuff about creating gargoyles, what they call gargoyles, which were sort of like, you know, homunculus. They were artificial beings that were brought to life with the ashes of dead vampires, if I remember correctly. They were not the vampires who died, but they were like some weird monstrosity thing, but they were intelligent, at least somewhat intelligent. And they did not like being controlled by the vampires. I remember that much, at least. Anyway, F the masquerade. We're the mob, remember? Right. For how long, though? The rest of the night? Come on. It's not going to take that long. What won't? Killing you? Disposing of all the evidence surrounding the Yancey situation? Oh, I see. So they're aware that you think it's the mob, or that we think it's the mob. So they're, like, pretending to be the mob, so that he doesn't think that they're vampires. That's actually really funny. Are they leaving the mob at large? Is this like some sort of anarchist splinter faction? Are they preparing for some sort of mafia raid? Did Yancey get caught in the crosshairs or something? Once we find Yancey, Breck can handle Hunter, and then it'll all be over. You obviously do not like the sound of that. So, okay. Being handled does not sound good any way you slice it. Well, I mean, being handled means, I think in the case that she's referring to right now, being handled means having a vampire manipulate your memories and your decisions so that you won't get yourself into trouble and die. So it's actually a gentler way of handling instead of killing us. We can hope. Better get out of here. You're some start walking away again. Time to get the hell out of here. You can't get the words corpse garden out of your mind. Masquerade, undead. It feels like someone gave you 1,000 pieces to solve a 100-piece puzzle. And none of the edges match up, and everything is some vague, indistinguishable shade of yellow. But you don't need to figure out all their weird stuff, right? You're not part of the mob. You're not planning up on joining anytime soon. All you have to do is figure out what happened to your bro. Midnight already. Alright, after this point, I really don't know where Luca is. I've got no clue where Luca is after this, because those are the only 2 conversation points that I remember him being at. So I need to look around for him, and I'm gonna save, just in case if I talk to someone I don't want to talk to. we'll do that. Okay. I could not find Luca. So I think that was that hour that just passed was the hour that he's not available. So I just went and talked to someone else to pass the time. Oh, I missed that. Did you hear about the New York Milk Haven? He really loves baseball. No? Okay. Okay. So maybe Luca's here now. Okay. You think Luca is in at the moment? This could be your chance to get some more info out of him. You know what? Before I do this, I'm gonna go read up on hecata so I can know what's going on. Okay, I figured it out. I figured out why I was confused and why this makes sense now. Okay, so hecata is actually a group of, or some sort of group of clans that are somewhat loosely related to each other because they all do very similar things, as in they raise the dead. That's what they specifically do. I was getting confused with the Giovanni, because the Giovanni originally were the clan that was, like, raising the dead, and hecata was slightly different. But hecata, I think in the newest version, hecata sort of, like, takes over most of the, like, raising the dead stuff that vampires are capable of doing. So they are different than the other mage clan. These ones specifically do necromancy-related stuffs. So, okay, that actually puts a lot of things into perspective. It's a lot more understandable now. Actually, wait, what's their weakness? I don't remember what their weakness is. Let me go check. Okay, I did more reading. So their weakness is all, it used to be like there were several different clans that related to death. Like, one clan actually needed to eat flesh instead of blood. Another one looked really corpse-like, but a lot of these clans all sort of got smooshed together to become Clan Hecata, and because of that, their weaknesses have all become one thing, and the weakness is painful kiss. That's what they call it. Basically, when they bite you, it's extremely painful. Most vampires, when they bite someone, generally, unless if there's some really weird stuff going on with the Nosferatu, the, quote-unquote kiss is actually very pleasant. Pleasant enough that a person becomes incapable of pushing away. Even if they know what's happening, it becomes very, very difficult to push a vampire away after they start feeding on someone. But for the Clan of Death, Hecata, it's ouchies. It's many ouchies. Okay, let's just do this before I get lost in more vampire lore. Knock on his door. Yeah. Last story from this game. You hear shuffling from inside the room, and eventually, the tall man appears in the doorway and wordlessly lets you in. Are we gonna- wait, hold on. Are we gonna become a zombie for him? Oh, that's actually it's terrifying, but it's cool at the same time. He stands just inside the room, pretty much blocking you from fully entering. Look at all the plants in here. It's very pleasant, despite the fact that he raises corpses. You scan your surroundings for a second. The furniture is bare bones, as if he doesn't spend a lot of time here. There are, however, clusters of small, potted plants, some flowering scattered around. Hey, Goth Man, there's something I've been wanting to ask you. Yeah? Also, my name is Luca. Whatever, listen, at 9 o'clock, everybody else was here, but not you. You supposedly work at a flower shop, but, that would be closed by now, wouldn't it? So, where were you? What's your alibi? Lucas sighs. If I told you, you wouldn't believe me. Oh, so you were right. Oh yeah? Try me. I was here, actually. Just in my room. Seriously, then why didn't you answer when I knocked? 1. Would you answer if some stranger went knocking on your door at 9 p.m.? He does have a point. But then why answer now? 2. I was handling an injury, patching myself up. I didn't want to drag everyone into it, and it was under control. That's effing weird. Maybe Yancey put up a fight? Maybe he got Luca good. Actively being murdered probably gives you enough adrenaline to, lift cars and stuff. Punching guitar guy over here wouldn't have been too hard for him, probably. There's just one small, tiny problem. The problem is that there's no sign of injury on Luca. Nothing you can see, anyway. If Luca was injured, vampires heal quickly. So who knows if there was an injury or not. What was the injury? He drags his hand down his face like answering this question is absolutely excruciating. You won't believe me. Dude, just tell me. I was going to Brick's room earlier and I went to knock on his door. Oh yeah, the door was like basically off the hinges. Yeah, because he broke it. On my face. What? Just as I was going to knock, he left his room in a real hurry trying to tell Kira about something and yeah, slammed the door right into me. But you don't look hurt at all. Don't worry about it. Don't you have a frat bro you're to be looking for? Yeah, and like, that's the most sus thing I've heard all evening. Lucas sighs. I told you you wouldn't believe me. Sorry, man, but this stuff is life or death. I can't just let it go. The man in front of you laughs. You fail to find it funny. Life or death, huh? I wasn't joking. We think of so many things as binaries. That's one of them. Okay, Captain Obvious. I mean, yes, there's life and there's death. But Lucas shakes his head. We so frequently forget that the world is far more gray. For example, you seem very focused on whether Yancey is alive or not. Yeah, it's kind of important. So what difference would it make for you if he was dead versus just missing? You would never see him again either way. Okay, but like, no, I'd rather him be alive, even if I never have to deal with him stealing my OJ. I mean, even if we never talked again. Huh, interesting. Is it though? Isn't it that kind of just normal? But Luca seems to have almost be talking to himself at this point. Death has a lot of meanings. The tarot card isn't solely a negative. Death has multiple connotations, and one of those is an end to anything, not just to a life. I'm really glad I read up on hecata before jumping into here, otherwise I'd be very confused. It can signify that there are changes ahead, for better or worse. It's transformative, indicative of some transitionary period. Even in nature, death begets life. Dead plants fertilize the soil and give way to new growth. You want to know an interesting, useless fact? Very, very early on in the Earth's, existence, when plants existed, the bacteria and, things like mushrooms that devour dead things didn't exist yet. So when things died, they just kind of laid there constantly. They didn't decompose because there was nothing had yet evolved to decompose things. And it wasn't until sometime later where stuff started to evolve to be able to decompose things. And in some places where there's been lots of nuclear radiation, like I think in Chernobyl they found this out, the radiation kills off a lot of the decomposing bacteria. So when things die, they don't decompose. It's really fascinating. Anyway, we're going to ignore that and just go on with this. Dead plants fertilize the soil and give way to new growth. Okay, yeah, this guy definitely composts. Where are we going with this? Life can carry death alongside it. Violets are devotional yet die as quickly as they bloom. Pansies were named for thoughtfulness but are commonly given as a token of grief. Rosemary, in its remembrance, is worn at both weddings and funerals. Herb of grace was used as a spice in medicine, and yet its bitter taste has led to our association of it with repentance and regret. Strange how such flowers, even in full bloom, bring to mind death and rot and decay. Okay, now he's creeping you the hell out, like way more than he was before. Maybe he had a rough day working at the flower shop? You really hope that's the explanation for this, but you have a feeling it isn't. Death isn't always the end, Sometimes it means a new beginning. You shake your head. Sometimes it just means somebody's dead. I'm probably boring you with all this, huh? Don't mind me. I had to do some floral arrangements for a funeral earlier. I guess I should try to get my mind off it. Yeah. Good luck with that, man. You take this as a chance to get the hell out of there. It's only after you've lost sight of the man that you realize. The first thing he said was that he wasn't at the flower store. So what's just happened tonight? You need some space. Oh yeah, that was. First thing he wasn't at the flower store for that hour that he was missing. Anyway. So once this happened tonight, you need some space. Oh, this is different. We're at the back door. That's Luca there, I'm pretty sure. You look a little worse for wear. Shit, you didn't even hear him come out here. Dude's effing quiet as hell. Probably need to be if you're a murderer. Oh, if you're alone with a murderer. A murderer who's standing toward the end of the lobby, picking at a wilting bouquet of flowers on one of the shitty side tables, pulling rotting petals off to fiddle with them. Yeah, you know, long night, still no sign of Yancey. You actually like the guy? Maybe humor will keep him on his toes, keep him from killing you without warning. Since anyone can like the guy. It's true, Yancey is kind of a prick. Was. F. God damn, I hate that your first thought is that maybe you won't have to fight him for the effing OJ before he drinks it directly out of the carton and ruins it for everyone. It's late, but if you don't really want to talk about what happened, maybe a walk or something would help. A walk? Is he actually sympathetic? That's so weird. He's too creepy to be actually sympathetic. This has to be some long con. Yeah, I mean, if you want to be alone, or I can leave, but... Oh god. No, that's okay. I don't remember this part of the music before. Is that different music? Sorry, that just struck me weird. I don't remember hearing that, like, those specific, like, instruments in this particular song and the other stories I've played. Okay, anyway. No, that's okay. Don't worry about it. You might have a point, though. It's late, you're tired, you need a nice, quiet place to just chill. Maybe chug an energy drink or something. And really think this through before you present your evidence to the rest of your homies. I'm pretty sure this guy did the deed, but if you're wrong, he definitely will kill you. I might actually take a walk. Not a bad idea. Don't go too far, though. If Yancey went missing, probably better to stay near the hotel. Nobody really goes in the courtyard these days. We've been waiting it out till Brett gets tired enough of the smell to wrangle you guys into cleaning the mess that was made in the pool. I remember seeing that there was a mess in the pool. Are we actually gonna go, like, talk about that? Right. You and the guys got several crates of lime jello when you realized Brett had to stake in a property with a pool you could ruin. Turns out it's not much fun to swim in as you thought, especially after it's been sitting out in the sun for a month. Yeah. But nobody will bother you out there. Good idea. Thanks. Luca's voice is tired, but eerily serious. Don't thank me. He chucks the vase at you. You scramble to catch it, but you've played enough sports to react quickly when you have to. Yeah, that part. There, right there. That part of the song right there feels different. I don't know why, but it does. Are his undead zombies out in the courtyard just wombling? They're wombling. They're harumphing around out there, and we're gonna get aided by zombies if we go out there? Oh great, that's fun. Most of the time. Throw those out while you're at it. It is quiet here. Weightless, like a feather, you float on a strange tinted void. The crushed remains of the vase's contents spill out to the sides of your hands, leaving a trail of broken petals from the bottom of the pool to where a distorted surface meets the sky. Half of a pansy, one semi-withered violet, pale purple rosemary petals, a tiny branch of herb of grace. There's no sun here, no stars in the black sky, the barest hint of a cloud, but it will not rain for years. It was overreaching, of course. That can be the only way you got here, reaching to pluck a flower too far out on a branch you should never have touched until there was nothing you could do but fall. Death is not quick. There is time to think, to hum, to sing fragments of old tunes, to wander endless hotel halls like one incapable of seeing the clock tucking down to his inevitable demise, the distress to follow in your footsteps. Or perhaps you have always been native to death, pulled under the tide of your circumstances, of the lime-green gelatin that sucked you in, like the rotting semi-solid it's become. Knowingly or not, you've sought death, and now you found it. Wait, okay, hold on. What's happened here? Because, like, this has all been very philosophical. And it just, like, a vase got thrown at us, and then it turned philosophical. And now we're just finding out that we walked into the pool of gelatin that's going to just kill us, because we can't get out of it. I don't know everything that hecata can do, but maybe he gave us some sort of impulsion to like go walk into the gelatin and then, you know, get killed. I don't know. If a man goes into the gelatin and drowns himself, it would be his fault. But if the gelatin comes to him and drowns him, how can it be? Oh, is that what happened? Did he create a gelatin monster? He created a gelatin monster to kill us. He cannot be guilty of shortening his own life, for he is not guilty of his own death. It does not matter how you came to lie here in this strange place. It is oddly peaceful here. It does not take long. Your death in the end is muddy, but it is not the end for your body. The skull had a tongue in it, and could sing once. Rise. Violets. The thick strands of roots wrap themselves around your stained flesh, pulling muscles taut, moving of their own accord. But it is no longer your flesh, is it? What rises from the dirt and wet flower beds is someone else altogether. Okay, it's so weird. It got really philosophical at the end, and I was very confused as to what exactly was going on, but I think that's the point. We either walked into the gelatin, or something in the gelatin came out to, like, kill us, and we had enough time to think about our end, and then we got turned into a zombie. So that's nice. Anyway, I think this is that was the last storyline that we had to do here, so that's it. We're all done with this game. This was surprisingly long. Most of these Game Jam games were actually really short, and I just got through them like pretty quickly, like a couple of 2 sessions or whatever. But this one was like, oh, there's multiple storylines interlocking with each other, and it was difficult to pull out all the strands, and I still don't know everything that happened. But I do like the fact that Yancy is alive. That basically, we were too stupid for our own good, got involved with the vampires, dug too deep, got ourselves killed, and then Yancy's just like, oh, my phone was dead, the charger was squashed, and then I forgot to go home that one night, and he's fine. So they died for no reason at all. It's hilarious to me. So... Anyway, I really liked this game. I liked going through all these stories and, like, talking about different vampire lore and learning new things, because I didn't know that stuff about hecata. So, that was fascinating, and I really liked it. And I hope you enjoyed it, too. And I hope you enjoy whatever it is I next play. Bye-bye!